Welcome to our short series, Congratulations, You Started a Nonprofit. I'm Colleen Kendrick, and I'm here today with my nonprofit partner's colleague, Melissa Vola. Over the next 3 mini episodes, we'll get into the initial tasks you need to address to set your organization up for success. So let's dive in. Melissa, let's start with the most critical items first. I'm talking about the tasks that are going to ensure that we are where we need to be with our legal and financial setup.
Yes, when founding an organization, be sure to meet the legal guidelines to operate. Since this is a nonprofit organization and we will most likely be collecting donations, we want to apply for a 501c3 status, which will make your organization tax exempt. This is not only helping to build trust with donors and offer credibility, but is often required to apply for a variety of grants. To apply for a 501c3 status, you will need the documentations from when you incorporated your nonprofit organization, and we will need to have applied for an employer ID number, commonly known as an EIN. You will use both your incorporation docs and your EIN when you file your form to officially apply for tax-exempt status.
Thanks, Melissa. That is really important because just simply incorporating your nonprofit organization does not grant you tax-exempt status. You need to take those additional steps. And speaking of additional steps, this is also a good time to get your financial and accounting processes in place.
Yes, once you have your new organization formed, you'll want to use that documentation to set up your bank account and to select an accountant or accounting software that will track all of your transactions and help you prepare filings, which will likely include quarterly and annual submissions.
And that's definitely not a place to play around. Filings are mandated and required, so if you're not going to be able to prepare those yourself, this is absolutely a place you want to secure additional support. As the organization's leader, you'll want to be aware of those filing deadlines, as well as how you need to maintain compliance with any other state and federal regulations. And finally, on this financial setup piece, this is a great time to develop your initial budget. You'll need that to discuss with your board and leadership team, which we'll chat about in the next segment. Welcome back to our short series, Congratulations, You Started a Nonprofit. I'm Colleen Kendrick, and I'm here again for segment 2 with my nonprofit partner's colleague, Melissa Vola. In this segment, we're going to take on the topic of building your board and leadership. Melissa, when it comes to building the board of a brand new organization, many people will load their board with friends and family members. Is that a good idea?
Well, that is very common, and it can be great to have passionate advocates you trust, like friends and family members. You will also want to be sure to round them out with board members who complement their skills. Think about all of the functions your nonprofit will be engaging in: program delivery, grant writing, corporate fundraising, etc. And make sure that your board brings a diverse skill set to those efforts.
And as we form that board, we want to get serious about governance, committing to board policies and procedures and a meeting schedule. I also like to be sure that board members have signed their job descriptions. These can help define their roles and set expectations if there are requirements like a give or get policy in place where board members are expected to aid the organization in gaining funding.
Yes, most board conflict arises from vague expectations or board members not fulfilling their duties, and having a document describing their roles and responsibilities in conjunction with overall board governance policies can help keep everyone on track.
And speaking of keeping things on track, let's dive into setting up systems in our next segment.
Welcome back to our short series, Congratulations, You Started a Nonprofit. I'm Melissa Vola, here with my nonprofit partner's colleague, Colleen Kendrick. In this segment, we are going to discuss setting up internal systems to keep your organization on track.
Melissa, it's really important to do this at the outset of your organization, so you're tracking your activities in centralized systems that help you be efficient and effective. One of these critical systems you want to set up early in the life of your organization is your donor management system, something you may hear called a CRM or customer relationship management system. This should really be our donor database, correct?
Yes, the CRM you choose should be the home of all of your donor data. That should include tactical things like their address you can use to send them mail, their email address where you can send them newsletters, and their phone numbers where you can call them. But it should also include interests like what events they attend and what they donate funds to, as well as their history with your organization. The goal is to manage all of your donor touchpoints in one place.
And just like we want to set up systems to manage donor data in one place, we'll want to choose a project management tool to manage all of our organization's activities in one place.
There are a lot of these systems out there like Asana, which our team uses, but also Trello, Monday, and more. I definitely recommend examining the functionality and cost of each platform to see what suits your organizations and its efforts the best.
So a system to manage donors and a system to manage projects and tasks. So let's think about how we're managing our HR functions. As we get an organization off the ground, we'll most likely have volunteers to manage and hopefully staff. So how do we put systems in place for that?
It's a great question because it's not quite as streamlined as licensing some software. You'll want to create policies for both staff and volunteer management. Think about what those could cover based on the type of work you will be doing.
Yeah, I think we should ask ourselves some questions here, like will they engage with the public? Will they be involved in securing funding? Where will we need guidelines to stay in line with our operations and our brand? And where might there be staff or volunteers involved in areas with risk? If you don't want to generate all these policies yourselves, you can engage an HR consultant like HR Answers to get in compliance.
And that's a wrap for our short series on getting your nonprofit ready to operate. In our next short series, we'll dive into operationalizing your marketing to bring your organization to key audiences who can help get it off the ground.